Feelings were familiar on Sunday night as the confetti fell once more on the heads of Patrick Mahomes and his teammates. But the challenge that now awaits the Kansas City Chiefs is foreign even to this budding dynasty.
We're not done, so we're not done. We've got another game against a real good Philadelphia Eagles team.
No team, not the Steelers of the 70s or the 49ers of the 80s or the more recent Patriots squads, have ever won 3 Super Bowls in a row. The Chiefs are now 1 game away, but trying to balance the task at hand with the possibility of making history.
Obviously, it'll be awesome. I think it'll be something I look back at the end of my career if we're able to go out there and get that three-peat. But at the same time, you just treat it as one season and 1 Super Bowl run, which is always hard to do.
You've got to keep everything in perspective. And really, when it comes down to it, all the confetti, all that's great. I mean, it's great. Nothing like doing it with your home fans. But it's going to come down to a football game.
That being said, the three-peat is a goal they have openly discussed since the moments after they won the Super Bowl last year. It is a goal that will certainly weigh heavy in the weeks ahead.
All we wanted was an opportunity to get there. We're there, and we're going to close the deal.
If indeed the Chiefs were to get their 3rd straight Super Bowl, there's already some wonder about what might motivate this team next. After Sunday's win, Mahomes already had his answer. I'm still a long way from catching Tom Brady, but a win in 2 weeks will get him 1 ring closer. In Kansas City, Jeff Darlington, ESPN.
All right, Damian Woody there. Herm Edwards here with us on SportsCenter once again. A 3rd straight Super Bowl. Damian, a 3rd straight Super Bowl win for Kansas City would mean what?
The best dynasty I've ever seen, and I was part of one. I mean, the things that they're doing, man, is just it's unbelievable. Patriots, if the Chiefs go out here and win a 3rd straight, that's something that the Patriots, we can't make a claim to that. To winning 3 straight Super Bowls, 7 straight, AFC championships, just unbelievable what Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have been able to do. So they go out here and finish this deal, man. I think it's the best dynasty. So I really do. I think it's the best.
That's what differentiates it, is them winning 3 straight, whereas you guys just had multiple trips in a condensed period of time, but them winning 3 straight. Coach, what about you?
Yeah, it's very difficult to win a Super Bowl, period, even to get there.
Sure.
This team is on the precipice of winning 3 in a row. Yeah. I mean, who does that? This is pro football. This is pro football. Everyone has good players, yeah. And they're about to try to do something that's never been done before.
Damian, Kansas City opens as a narrow early favorite on ESPN Bet. Who's the team to beat in your eyes in Super Bowl 59?
Let me just say this. Philadelphia has a better roster. Top 53, but you're not going to catch me picking against the Chiefs. If you want to beat the king, you got to go out there and beat the king. I'm picking the Chiefs.
Yeah. Coach,
I'll say this. If Philadelphia plays the way they played against Washington, they win the Super Bowl. They got to repeat it, though. That's how you got to play against this guy. Because if not, they're going to win 3 in a row.
Okay.
Funny thing about this, I work for both organizations.
I was going to say,
so I'm kind of good either way. I'm kind of good either way, right?
And you had that
so I'm just kind of sitting here watching this.
Yeah.
Going, okay, we're good.
Coach, game as well.
Hey, Coach, you just part of winners every team we talk about. You're part of winners.
D, I wish I had that quarterback when I was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
All right, ESPN projections going to give the Eagles
the Bills in the playoffs.
It's just so hard to get to the Super Bowl, and I don't take it for granted. And to be able to do it again at Arrowhead was special. I mean, last year it was awesome. You get there and you win it, but you're at a different stadium. And then being able to win it at Arrowhead, and then you get that trophy on that stage, and you look around, and there's not a seat empty. It is a special place, and I'm glad that I get to be a part of Chiefs Kingdom and here in Kansas City, because these moments that I'll have for the rest of my life.
And I'll tell you what, man, there's nothing better than playing in front of Arrowhead for an AFC championship, man. They had that thing rocking, and more than ever, and we needed them more than ever, man. That Buffalo team was as good as we've ever played.
I'm proud of our guys battling like they battled. I mean, Pat Mahomes was phenomenal. Travis Kelce, their leadership, Chris Jones. I can just go through all these guys. I mean, they didn't waver at all, and that's how they've been. But we're not done. So we're not done. We've got another game against a real good Philadelphia Eagles team, and we've got a lot of preparation to go before we have a chance to play them.
I'm not exactly sure we can file this under breaking news, but Mahomes is already and obviously one of the most dominant playoff quarterbacks, period, ever. He now has 17 career wins, which puts him ahead of Joe Montana for the second most all time. He's only behind Tom Brady. He's also up to 43 career passing touchdowns. That is already fifth most all time, but his most impressive accomplishments? How about this? 5 Super Bowl appearances in just 7 seasons as a starter. As for the Bills, they haven't made one in over 30.
You know, we're down 3 with the ball in Josh's hands, and I felt really good about our chances. I really did, and you know, give credit to their defense. They made the stops there, and then you know that one ball falls short. You know, the one that to Dalton there. So you know, it's a shame. We had a great season, and you know, this is a team I'll remember for a long time.
It's not fun. But to beat the champs, you gotta to be the champs, you gotta beat the champs, and we didn't do it tonight. I got so much pride in our guys, showing up each and every day, working as hard as they can. You know, guys truly adopted what we talked about this year going into it. Yeah, love it.
Certainly not a championship Sunday. Tim, for Josh Allen, man, he's tired of this storyline. He and the Bills cannot get past Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. 4 losses now to them in the playoffs. If the Bills are going to do it, how will they eventually get it done?
A little good fortune, Michael. I mean, I just think that, look, it happened. Look, it was the case for Peyton Manning for a little while, you know, when he was facing the New England Patriots, you know, and you have to keep chipping away at it, and the ball is shaped funny, and sometimes you just need it to bounce your way because they're right there. And really not anything that Josh Allen is not doing in these games. It's just that the team and how they're coached and how they rise to the occasion in the moment, that the Chiefs have just been slightly better. I mean, that's just, look, it's a tough pill to swallow because that's the answer. They're that close. So can they do it? Yeah, look, they actually have rebuilt their team a little bit in this past year. They should get better on the defensive side of the ball. They ran the ball better this year than they have in previous years. And so, look, and you look at what Josh Allen did with some of the receivers that he had this season. So, look, the Bills are going to improve. They're going to be better. But the fear is that Kansas City probably is as well. And so I do think you just need a little good fortune when it matters the most.
You kind of just said it. You said the Chiefs, when it comes to their quarterback and their coach and the players and the team as a whole, we've been saying it about them all year. They just keep finding ways to win week in and week out and in all these close games. What did you see from Mahomes in this one that stood out?
Yeah. Well, look, they're a complete team because they're doing it everywhere, especially on the defensive side, the offensive side. But they'll do what it takes, too. I think that's the other aspect of it. And so Patrick Mahomes, look, he's a pocket quarterback that does a good job of creating with his legs. But they ran him. This right here that we're watching is a design run, very similar. In fact, the exact same play as a play the Ravens ran against the Bills defense back in September. Look, so they'll do whatever, whenever it's asking for it. And that's kind of how Patrick Mahomes plays in these big moments. It isn't always, you know, throwing for 300 yards and a bunch of touchdowns. Sometimes it's scrambling for a first down on fourth down. It's a design run in the red zone. And so I think that's one of the things that makes him so special is that it really doesn't matter in these big games. Like whatever it takes is what shows up.
Look, you can point to one play here, 2 plays there in several of these games between the Chiefs and the Bills in the playoffs the last couple of years. And there was one in this one that maybe Buffalo fans will be looking at for a while because there was that questionable spot on a 4th and 1 on Josh Allen's quarterback sneak. And there was no definitive viewpoint from the replay, Tim, to show you exactly where the ball was. I mean, it's 2025. What do you make of where we still are in terms of spotting the ball? And when we have all this technology, we're still using eyes from human beings several yards away.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll have to figure out like where you spot it. I'm glad we're showing the officials here because, you know, the officials are in 2 different spots. That happens on basically every single play that a ball is spotted. Now, which, you know, official does the referee choose to go with in terms of his spot? You know, I think oftentimes is who's showing the football. Well, like in that situation, really the ball is facing to the top of the screen because we're seeing Josh Allen's back, which leads you to believe that the official spot at the top of the screen would be the one that you would want to take. Now, I don't know that that official can see the football, just how it goes. Now, look, people are talking about putting a computer chip in the ball and all of that. Well, you're going to have to understand of like when forward progress was stopped. And it's probably not as easy as it may seem, but I just think a better explanation of why, the official at the bottom of the screen spot was the one that was taken when it looked like, Josh Allen had made more progress than that, probably needs to be, explained by the league or the officials working the game.
It's also the lack of technology at this point.
A pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. 7 yards the pickup there. 3 yards remain for second down. Fitzpatrick now. Slings this deep from McLaurin. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot. And he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And that ball traveling 68 yards in the air, according to Next Capital and FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the Buffalo Bills. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from FedEx Field. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people would think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
3rd and long, it's Smith escaping the pressure right. Slings this deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.